Hey guys, welcome to FM Driving School. And the news that we've all been waiting for is when will driving lessons open up? When can we take our driving test? And when can we take a theory test? So let's go through what the PM has announced today, and let's see if there's any news as to when we can restart our driving lessons and our tests. As your fully qualified driving instructor, we try to go to the right sources and the correct sources, such as here the Twitter site of DVSA. Unfortunately, there's no updates on the Twitter feed as of yet, but it takes a bit of time. So once we get it, we'll give it back to you. But in terms of the PM's announcement, let's see what they're saying. The Prime Minister has said England is going to start reclaiming our freedoms, with all legal limits on people's social contacts set to end 21st of June. So here's another link when every lockdown rule is set to lift in England. We'll go through that in a bit. After schools reopen on the 8th of March, with some outdoor restriction lifted by the 29th of March, Mr. Johnson has said that the next step will be to reopen beer gardens and hairdressers in England from 12th of April at the earliest. So I think that's a key date for us as a driving instructor. We'll go back to this in a bit. The PM told MPs that the dates in his four-stage plan were not set in stone and were the earliest possible point at which the restrictions could be lifted. All right. You got 12th of April at the earliest. So this is a key date, as I mentioned, is what I reckon when driving schools and tests might reopen. Non-essential retail, hairdressers, nail salons, gyms and outdoor areas in hospitality venues such as beer gardens set to reopen, along with libraries, museums, zoos and theme parks. Self-contained accommodations will reopen, but people will only be able to stay with a member of their household. Let's just see what this date is here. 17th of May at the earliest. Pubs, restaurants, cinemas, hotel, B&Bs and children's play areas set to open their doors once more, with crowds of up to 10,000 allowed at performances and sporting events. Okay, most rules on social contact outdoors will be lifted, while two household or groups of up to 6 people will be allowed to mix indoors. Up to 30 people will be allowed at weddings and funerals, reception, christening. Okay. 21st of June at the earliest. All legal limits on social content set to be removed. Okay. So those are quite a few important dates. I'm saying as an instructor, I think this is a day, the 12th of April is what we need to look out for from DVSA. Let me just check the other page. Okay, Boris Johnson has revealed his 4 steps to easy lockdown, as we already know. 8th of March, here we go. All schools, secondary schools, household, one person will be able to meet. Yes, okay, we already know that. Care homes residents will be allowed one named visitor. 29th of March, up to 6 people from different households or larger groups from 2 houses can meet outside, including private gardens. From this point, the government will drop the stay at home, message and will instead encourage people to stay local wherever they can. 12th of April. Actually, 1 second. People will still have to work from home where possible, and no overseas travel apart from necessary work will be allowed. 12th of April. Okay, non-essential retail, including hairdressers, museum, parks, outdoor hospitality can reopen. Okay, so I personally think this is a key date that we need to look out for. Let me check out other news out. So this is on the BBC's news. Boris Johnson sets out his 4-step plan to release England from lockdown. Okay, step 1 on the 8th of March. We already know 29th of March, outdoor gatherings of either 6 people or 2 houses will be allowed. Outdoor sports including football, golf, will be allowed to resume from the 29th of March. I think also this is, like I said, is a key date that we need to look out for. Step 2 would be we'll see shops, hairdressers and gym reopen on the 12th of April. So let's just say 12th of April, driving tests and theory tests are going to open up. Therefore, I think the DVSA might say to you guys on the 29th of March you can start taking your driving lessons. Therefore, it just gives you guys a bit of time in order to prepare yourself for the tests on the 12th of April. So obviously they're not going to, the PM is not going to point out every single industry and say, okay, you guys are going to open, you guys are going to open. There's too many industries out there for the PM to go one by one as to who's going to open and who's not going to open. But what we can gather from this is a fair idea of when I personally think the driving industry is going to open up. And as I said, 12th of April. We do need to wait for DVSA's announcements now. As I said, I'll be checking the Twitter feed as well as the government site. You can always check our site out, fmdrivingschool.co.uk, and see all these free resources. So let's go to driving instructors and students, and you can click on these links, top 10 tips or to pass your driving test. Let me see, can you take your test in your own car? So go through the articles and the free resources that we give you guys, learner guys. So if you're a student trying to take a driving lesson soon, so here's some theory tests. What else? Show me, tell me questions. Types of driving courses that you guys can go through if you're learning to drive. And again, as I mentioned, don't forget to like, share and subscribe with FM Driving School for all the latest informations and all the latest videos.